Right, so good morning everybody. I thought I was gonna, take a little bit of a break from grinding the French. I mean, I still am grinding the French, but I'm gonna feature a tank that I haven't featured on the channel. I don't know if I even have ever featured it. If I did, it was in the first few months, few weeks of my channel even. The T32 American heavy tank. This thing has a bit of a history in the game, and it has a bit of a history with me as well, and one of my old squadrons. When I originally joined Myth, this was about a year or so ago, before I formed my channel, we were using these as main tanks for SRB, Squadron Realistic Battles. And this thing has had a bit of a history. It used to be a 6.7, I think, then it went to 7.0, and then it went to 7.3, which is where it resigned for a long, long time. And it was ruined. It was an absolute heap of shit. Now, I'm doing this intro bit before I've played it, as you probably imagine. So, yeah, I figured I'd see what it's like, see if it's actually been improved by going to 7.0. I suppose we'll see when we get there, so let's jump right in. So let's see, looking at the map, it looks as though we've gotten into a 7.0 game. Looking at the board, I should say. M26s, FV4202s, Chieftain Centurion Mark 3s, I should say, T29s. 6.7, 7.0. That's not bad at all. So where's the majority of our team gone? They've gone east, same as me. If I was in a higher tier game, or if I got up tiered, I would be a little bit more dubious about going up this way, but we should be alright. The armor on this thing, as far as I'm aware, the armor values haven't actually changed. It's just the matchmaker that it played in changed so much that, I mean, it wasn't uncommon to get into top tier matches in this thing before, when it was a 7.3. I hadn't even realised that it had been down tiered. You're probably sat there thinking, oh Red, don't be so stupid, 0.3 of a BR isn't going to make a difference. That's the thing though, 7.7 is a bit of a black hole, and 7.0 is becoming a little bit of a black hole itself. And then you have 8.0, 8.7, proper tier 6 top tier stuff. In theory, this thing shouldn't get into those matches anymore. You may get into an 8.0 match, that should be the highest it'll go. I mean, the matchmaking spread is supposed to be 1 BR. Ooh, shit. It's me not paying attention. What is that? I don't know what that is. What is it? Angle the armor a little bit so you can't penetrate our lower plate. T34-100. You, sir, made a mistake. You shouldn't have poked out. Playing the T34-100 as much as I used to, I can tell you that thing could quite easily have penetrated me from the front if he knew where to shoot. I didn't see him. If he had aimed for my lower plate, which was, from his point of view, it was 90-degree flat to his, obviously it's slanted back, but he was parked right there. So, in theory, he should have just fired at my lower plate and he'd killed me in one shot. Most of the ammo in this thing stowed in the bottom of the tank, below the crew compartment. But, nope, he decided to take a punt at the side of my turret instead, so thank God for small graces, I suppose. I am being ridiculously aggressive. That's... ooh, fuck, where does that come from? You sneaky little shit. Right, okay. I think he was firing heat, so I think, yeah, PT-76. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on, 50 cals. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Got something behind me. Yeah, I've quite badly overextended myself now. That was my fault. 50 cals aren't penetrating him. They should be penetrating him, really, but... Alright. Let's try again in the next match. Right, so I said I'd give this another go. I tried in the last match, and I got 1 kill, and spawned in my T92, and ended up doing an assist, and our team was in their spawn, and we won. So, ooh. Yep, this is an up tier. Got M103s on our team. I would much rather be in that tank than this thing. Any day. I have long fought against the idea of putting a talisman on the M103. I want to, but I can't really justify spending money on War Thunder right now, or at least no more money than I have already, which is quite a lot, by the way. I dread to think about how much money I've put into this game in the past, but that is a subject for an entirely another video. So, as per usual, the majority of our team is going toward B first. Looks like they're being polite and waiting for the cap, apart from that Ontos. Cheeky little fucker. Right, well, he's not getting all the cap points. Let's angle ourselves a little bit.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Hello, what have we here? Ooh, cannon barrel on a T-54. Right, okay. I'm going down the back road. Get the hell out of Dodge as quickly as possible. I don't want to be there when that artillery lands. That was close. Right, okay. I imagine there's going to be tanks coming down the other end of this road waiting for me as well, but yeah, let's see, shall we? Poke out a little bit just to see. Can't see anything. We'll risk it, but we'll hug the wall. One of the reasons we used this tank for... What the fuck? One of the reasons we used this tank for SRB in Myth was because it is a heavy tank, but it's a rather mobile, low-profile heavy tank. Something that most nations don't get. What the fuck are you shooting at? You absolute knob.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Right. Ooh. Ooh. Snap a shot off. That's an IS-6, isn't it? Yeah, that is not good news for me. Now the reload rate on this 90mm gun is long, much like the cannon barrel for the 90mm gun itself. In theory it should be quite high velocity, but yeah, I think the gun in War Thunder is actually worse than it was in real life. It's been nerfed in order to fit into the matchmaking, which I don't begrudge War Thunder that. I mean, if the gun really was that good, then it shouldn't, you know, if the gun really was that good, then this thing would be able to compete at higher tiers, which in itself wouldn't be a problem, but yeah, I can't penetrate the upper front plate of a T-54, so hopefully that M46 Tiger has got heat, or he should do, because he's the premium one, so help him repair, because I'm a nice guy like that. Let me know what you think about this live comms thing, by the way, because I may do this more often. It actually makes the editing process a lot better. I don't have to do the post-commentary, obviously, and I can comment on what's going on in the match, so it feels more fluid, rather than me just talking out my ass. I do like doing post-comms though, but... Right, let's rush him. I do like doing post-comms though, but this keeps it more, you know, keeps it more to the point, for lack of a better word. IS-6 is dead, the M103 got him, splendid. Not dead, sorry, I mean, it's knocked out. Can't kill a tank was never alive in the first place. It's metal and machinery. Taking the C point, very, very good. Jesus, have the Russians actually gotten curb stomped? There's a first in War Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. The Russians have gotten fucking curb stomped.
Attention to the map.
Hangar left. I don't want to go down there into their spawn. I'm not that sad. Check our corners.
Attention to the map. Most of the strategic zones are captured.
Wow, this is actually going much better than I thought. Doesn't mean it can't go horrifically pear-shaped, of course. Wouldn't be the first time, but we'll see. What is down here? Ooh, a T-54. Oh, son of a bitch! A little bit more to the right, that would have penetrated. Yeah, you're gonna bounce. He's gonna reload long before I do, though. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Damn, didn't even penetrate his mantlet. Right, okay. Let's back off a minute. Yeah, M103 wants to talk to you. Oh, there he goes. Oh dear. Right. Let's go left. See if there's any more enemy resistance we can mop up. Oh, that was a big bomb. That was a very big bomb. Yeah, despite this thing does definitely feel a little bit more feasible as a choice now. I wouldn't feel inclined. Where's the M103 going? He's going to go in front of me. I wouldn't feel inclined to buy my way through the T32 now. When I got it, obviously it wasn't anywhere near as bad as this, but if I had researched it... Where are you going? God. If I had researched it between when... basically when the matchmaking got ruined for it. If I was researching it then, I probably would have just bought my way through it, I'll be honest. The M103 is still a better tank in my opinion, despite it. I mean, it's only 0.7 of a BR higher and it has a 120mm gun, better armour, more crew room, so there's more chance of a shell penetrating and hitting one or two crew members but not destroying the tank. You know, the survivability is better, even if the armour isn't better. The gun mantlet on the T32 is still pretty strong at nearly 300mm thick, but, you know, in a hold down position it's great, but then if you can't penetrate anything, like the only round I don't have is the APCR. I could use the APCR if I wanted to. The T33 shot has 216 mils pen. This has 202. I could be using a better shell, in all due respect, but then I could be using a better tank. I suppose what you could boil this down to is this tank is definitely fine. If you're researching through the game now, if you're a newbie, I don't mean noob as in offensive, I mean newbie as in new, which is perfectly fine. If you are a newbie and you're grinding your way through the American higher tier tech tree, and you're going for your first tier 5 heavy tank and you want to go for the T32, it is now a reasonable option. You don't have to ignore it, you don't have to buy your way past it, you can grind it and you can use it. You don't have to just grind it and let it sit in your hangar while you use medium tanks the entire time. This thing, if you put a talisman on this, if you really wanted to, I wouldn't recommend it personally, but you saw the amount of shots I bounced from the T54 there. If you really wanted to put a talisman on this thing, you could, and then you would get more experience from bouncing shells and from getting hits. So, yeah, it's a pretty good tank, I'm quite happy with it. I'd still rather drive my M103 though. Although, I'll be honest, personal preference does kind of come down to it a little bit. Quite a lot, in fact. But if you're just grinding your way through the tree and you're trying to get to tier 6, then personal preference may play a role for the lower tier stuff, but for the top tier stuff, you're going to be mostly stuck. Really. You're gonna have to drive what you're given, otherwise you're not going to be able to get enough research points up. So, right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the T32 heavy tank. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be worse than this. I was expecting to do another video on the French again, and then sticking clips of me getting knocked out in my T32 attempting to do this video at the beginning. But thankfully that didn't happen. So you guys got a video that was a little bit different today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it somewhat interesting, and I hope it brought the T32 to your attention once again. It's been very much slumping in the low ground recently, and now that it's had its BR lowered once again to 7.0, I would like to see it at 7.3 really, but, well no, I would like to see it at 6.7, ideally, that would be nice, but actually what do they have at 6.7? They don't. Oh no, they have the T34, don't they? Alright, ignore me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. Like, share and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers!